Within our solar system, there is the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. Together, these three celestial bodies make their own system. The Earth is attracted to the Sun because the Sun has a greater mass. The Moon is attracted to the Earth because the Earth has a greater mass. Because of these differences in masses, the Earth revolves around the Sun and the Moon revolves around the Earth.
The Earth revolves around the Sun in an elliptical pattern where the Sun is actually the focus, not the center. It takes 365 days for the Earth to make one successful revolution around the Sun. This is considered our Earth year. The Moon also revolves around the Earth in a circular manner. It takes 27 days for the Moon to revolve around the Earth. 27 days is also the amount of time it takes for the Moon to rotate. Because of this, only one side of the Moon is ever seen from Earth. The Earth, along with its revolution around the Sun, also rotates. It rotates in 24 hours along its axis, which is not straight up and down, but is actually on a tilt.
The phases of the Moon occur as the Moon moves around the Earth. Even though it appears that the Moon changes shape, the entire Moon is still present and different portions of the Moon are illuminated. The new Moon happens when none of the Moon is illuminated. The waxing crescent occurs when only a sliver of the Moon is visible. The first quarter is when the Moon is half illuminated. The waxing gibbous is when the Moon is mostly illuminated. The full Moon is when the Moon is 100% illuminated. The waning gibbous is when the Moon is mostly illuminated. The third quarter is when the Moon is half illuminated, and the waning crescent is when only a sliver of the Moon is illuminated.
An eclipse is when one object passes into the shadow of another object.
A total lunar eclipse is when the entire Moon passes into the Earth's shadow.
A partial lunar eclipse is when part of the Moon passes into the Earth's shadow.
A total solar eclipse is when the Moon completely covers the Sun, placing part of the Earth in shadow.
An annular eclipse is when the Moon overlays the Sun but does not block it out completely.
A partial solar eclipse is when only part of the Moon passes over the face of the Sun. Tides are noticeable daily changes in ocean depth caused by the gravitational attraction between the Earth, Moon, and Sun. There are two special kinds of tides: spring tides and neap tides. Spring tides occur when the Earth, Moon, and Sun are lined up, causing higher than average high tides and lower than average low tides. Neap tides take place when the Earth, Moon, and Sun are at right angles to each other, causing the smallest change between high and low tides.
The seasons are caused by the direction of the Earth's axis, which remains pointed in the same direction all year. So as it travels in its orbit, it appears to change direction relative to the Sun. Because of this tilt, that is why our Earth appears to have seasons.
An equinox is when the day and night are roughly 12 hours each. The vernal equinox occurs on March 21st and marks the start of spring.
The June solstice has the day with the longest period of daylight and the most direct rays from the Sun. It also marks the beginning of summer, the reverse for the southern hemisphere.
The autumnal equinox occurs on September 21st and marks the start of fall.
The December solstice is the day with the shortest period of daylight and the least direct rays from the Sun. It marks the beginning of winter, the reverse for the southern hemisphere.